All right, so this is for the July content planning calendar. And just to kind of set the stage here, I have a few things set up to make this a little bit easier. I already went through that with everybody on here. But I've got Trello, I already have that pulled up. There's a calendar power up that I highly recommend. If you don't use Trello, you're not familiar with it, there are guides in United We Thrive that will tell you how to use that and how to get started. But if you're not ready for Trello, that's fine too. As long as you have some sort of source, you can input in your ideas, not just the skeleton of the content, but the meat and potatoes of it, where you can copy and paste it. So much more than just jotting it down. Honestly, any way of getting it down is better than none, but you want to scale for you're busy, you got things going on, you want to be able to kind of copy and paste at least majority of your content, but leaving room for on the fly things that you might want to share in the moment without clogging up the feed. Okay, so I've got Trello opened up. That's where I'm going to be storing everything today. I'll be sharing that with you guys. I've got Terry Carey's amazing calendar that she put together for July. I've got that up because there's some amazing ideas there. In case you don't know, she at the end of every month, she goes live and she shares a PDF of the next month, some calendar, some content ideas for you guys. A lot of inspiration, a lot of really good things and notes. So there's so much there to take in. Some people will print it out. Some people will just save it as a PDF, up to you. And then three other sources I have, actually four. One is the nationalcalendartoday.com. That lists all of the national, international days, weeks, months. That could also be another source. Your calendar, your Google Calendar, Office 365, Samsung, iPhone calendar, whatever to use, document days that are important to you. That's also another source. And then anywhere that you tend to jot down any content ideas and creativity. So that could be things like note widgets on your phone. That could be messages that you send to yourself. It could be voice to text. Otter is really great for that, for those that are driving. And then any notebooks. So I've talked about this a couple of times, but I keep notebooks by my bed. I have one by my bed, I have one in my office, because those are the two spaces I have creativity the most. So I'll just jot down some ideas there so that in these times I can gather them and I can just, you know, plan the content. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen. And the purpose here for everyone is to just kind of work alongside me. You know, you don't have to do exactly what I'm doing, but do it in your own way. So I'm just going to kind of be talking throughout it and leave you guys some room to ask questions. No, that's not it. Okay, there we go. All right, so I do want to say real quick that one thing that I do like about Trello, and Joni, I know you mentioned the color, was it the color notes app you're talking about that syncs, it has a calendar function, which is great. Anything that has a calendar function that keeps it. I like Trello specifically because that's what I'm familiar with the most. I'm going to be honest with you. I know Canva, if you use that for any graphics, it has a calendar and posting ability there. But if it does, I know Trello, I'll speak to that. So I can create lists, right? So I have a list for each month, dates in there. But what's really great is you see all the stuff from 2021. There might be some things that I can go, it allows me to go back to last year and repurpose some of that content. It would be false of me to assume that everybody knows every single post that I've ever done. That is not, that is not possible. So there might be, you know, national days and stuff that, you know, maybe I want to reuse that content, or maybe I want to change it up a little bit and save myself some time. That is completely okay. So that's also another source. So, I mean, how many sources do we list? Like almost 10 at this point. All right, perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, here we are, the 9th moving forward. For myself, I don't plan the weekends unless there's a major event. I try to stay pretty flexible with what's on my heart for the weekend. And I typically try to plan mostly during the week. You can do up to 3 posts a day. You don't have to do 3 posts a day, just no more than that, because anything after 3 posts will, Facebook tends to hide it because you're just overwhelming the feed at that point. I've done it before. I've done 3 posts a day. That is a lot of work, a lot of management, a lot of comments and reactions to keep up with. If you want to do it, go for it. Go for it. Personally, I do 1, maybe 2 a day. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start first with just getting my skeleton out there. And so I'm going to grab from my sources. And if you guys want to pull up Terry Carey's calendar, you can. I just grabbed that from the recent media of United We Thrive. So there's no, again, there's no right or wrong. You need to think about your pillars. There's some, for any people that are new, if you haven't seen in the guides, there's some ideas of, you know, what you're all about, and posting in your style, posting to talk to your dream avatar, your dream client, and you being you. So things like Sporty Saturday today isn't really necessarily my jam. I'm going to be honest with you. That's okay. It might be somebody else. June 24th is Terry Carey's calendar. So if you're looking for a date, thank you so much, Joni. That's awesome. That should help you guys. To collect a car appreciation day. So I'm not going on that. But again, if it works for you, it works for you. Some people will go by themes, and Terry does a really good job of putting some theme ideas if you're looking for a little bit of consistency. So like Motivational Monday or Mindset Monday, Transformation Tuesday or Tuesday tips or testimonials or trivia, Wellness Wednesday, Wacky Wednesday, Wednesday Wisdom, Thankful Thursday, This or That Thursday, Trusting Thursday, Thirsty Thursday, Flex Friday, Friday Foodie, Friday Freebie, Free Spirit Friday, and then Sweaty Saturday, Sharing Saturday, Saturday Shout Out, and then Sunday Slowdown, Sunday Stories, self-love Sunday or self-care Sunday. Those are all really great things. So if you've been looking for kind of a theme to kind of go by for each day, there's so many, a variety of ideas, but feel free to play around with that. Another layer to this is that I find that I like to stick to either product, if I do anything related to product in my stories or on my feed, for the entire week. And then maybe business the next week, or you might do product for 2 weeks and then business 2 weeks, or business once a month. Find what works for you. I tend to alternate lately with what is going on with the VIP reset. I've been doing kind of a mixture, but I keep it consistent in the same day. So what I mean by that is, you know, if I am maybe I'm shouting out someone that hit their VIP bonus, right? Maybe I'm showing a little bit about E60, but maybe in my stories, I'm also talking about, you know, what is the VIP bonus and why is that important? Why people, you know, need to be paying attention to that. So there's some sort of you know, tie in there to make sense, some sort of continuity, if you will. All right, so Monday is National Cheer Up the Lonely Day. So I think Monday I'm going to do some sort of mindset and go live. So I'm just going to get the skeleton out there and fill it up later. If you guys have any questions, feel free to unmute. 14th National Tape Measure Day. Might be good for a transformation if you wanted to share one. So here's the really cool part about content as you're seeing this, right? You know, instead of just like going to create a graphic on Canva or trying to look for something on Pinterest that you can use, like it's the thought around it. You know what I mean? So like, let's say for July 20th, it's National Fortune Cookie Day, right? Maybe instead of talking about the history of that day, maybe instead of doing something fun, you know, where I type something, I'm like, use your predictive text to, you know, put in your fortune, you know, for 2023 or something like that. Something fun to kind of keep it going. You know what I mean? And if you guys see anything on the calendar that stands out to you where you're like, ooh, you know, this would be good, like feel free to share that too. Share that out loud. Ooh, tomorrow's National Pina Colada Day tomorrow. Um, somebody doesn't do some pina colada activate, I'm going to be upset. That'd be a fun recipe. I could see someone with it in their hand and it's like a mixture of, I don't know, some soda water or something with it, like make it really fancy, like a lawn chair or something. Message me for my pina colada recipe, my healthy pina colada recipe. Beth, it reminds me of your ooey picture that I saw that I commented on today. I could imagine the pina colada drink in your hand instead for that.
There's a pina colada recipe that you can do with the vanilla lifestyle mix.
And activate?
Well, there used to be a pina colada activate, but no, would you use lifestyle mix and throw some pineapple in it?
Yeah.
And you can do it that way.
You could. Absolutely good. You can get very creative. Make some pina colada energy balls. Ooh,
yeah.
Cool. I would definitely have people messaging me for that, for that recipe. Because everybody, it feels like everybody in my audience is like food, everything about food.
Hey, Ashley, will you pull up your, well, I don't know if you can, but if you, my Trello is not allowing me to add the information into my calendar. I've got the power up. Okay. Is there an update? Maybe my computer automatically updates.
What is it doing when you try to add?
It says title and I can't type in it. It has a circle with an X in it.
You're logged in. You can see yourself at the top right.
Mm-hmm.
I would close your browser and relog into Trello and try again. Okay. If that doesn't work, you need to clear your browser cache.
I've had it up for a couple of days, so maybe that's what it's wanting.
Okay, so I looked at Terry Carey's calendar. I pulled what I wanted. Keep in mind that Terry Carey may have already said this. She can't put everything, all the national days and international days and weeks and months that are available on there. So I'm looking to see if there's other ones that kind of fall within my content that I might want to post about. And what my goal is to try to get as much done for the month as possible. I may need to do another time block here soon to get a little bit more in depth with it. But, if I'm able to do an entire month's, calendar in a couple hours, imagine how much time still that would save the rest of the month being able to copy and paste. Some people will do it week by week or every 2 weeks. It's really up to you and your availability. Also know that each national day, international day, etc., typically has its own hashtag. I like to grab it because I like to use that in my post because those also can get extra views for you. So I'll just put that in the description until I add more in there. So I want you to imagine knowing what you've got planned for the month. What I do is once I have it planned out, once I have it typed out, I know that which ones, if I want to take pictures for, I can just go ahead and take all my pictures in 1 or 2 days and be done with it and have it all ready, have it all saved. I can attach the pictures in here, or I might create an album. Another idea is to create an album on your phone and unposted content or whatever it is that you want to call it, and just drag and drop all of your pictures that you took in there. Whatever it is going to make it easier for you. Oh, my kids need to know about World Listening Day. So July 17th is National Ice Cream Day. A really cool idea that I saw Beth do. She did 2 or 3 part reel where she took, this is just, just one way of using your creativity is she took the, I think, fudge brownie lifestyle mix with some coconut cream or coconut milk, right? And she made, no, coconut cream, right? And she made ice cream, or she had a recipe she shared. And it's like, you could do a reel, you could do a post, you could do it in your stories. You could cross utilize the content, meaning you could make a video of you making it, you can make it into a post, you can share that into your stories, using across, all the platforms. There's also a daiquiri day. We've got a daiquiri and a pina colada day in July. Is that not summer? And hot dog day. Goodness. coffee milkshake day on July 26th. I think I did that one last year. I'm pretty sure I did. And what I did was it was something with cafe, and I did a comparison graphic. I think that's United We Thrive, with the nutritional benefits of like a Starbucks, whatever they call them. I can't believe I forgot the name. I used to drink those for years. Frappuccinos versus like the lifestyle mix with some cafe in there. Okay. Oh, National Avocado Day. All right, gotta do something there. I feel like I eat those every single day. All right, so hopefully you guys got some things listed out. What you guys noticed is that if you're looking at my screen, I had grabbed some of the hashtags and I put it in the description, just copy and pasted from the National Day today. Next, I'm going to go through my calendar, see if there's any important dates there. I'm not going to pull that up for you guys, but that's the source that you could use for you. I want you guys to think about the variety of content you're putting out. Maybe this is good reflection for you. Whenever you put out content, there's mindset around it. Okay. Just because you put it out there doesn't mean somebody will react or comment to it. And I know some of that can get frustrating. I think things have changed with the algorithm a bit. Definitely no links in the description. Facebook doesn't want you taking people off the platform. Having it in the comments is fine. No more than 3 hashtags. I don't think that's changed. Anything more than that could lessen the views of that. But also too, sometimes it could be timing of the day when your audience is available. Or people are seeing it, but they're scrolling by. So just because you put something out there and you don't get any reaction, and maybe it's something you spent a good bit of time on, that doesn't mean people didn't see it. You're still planting seeds. Some people, if they think it's going to be a big post and it doesn't hit, or people are not responding, there's no responses, no reactions, some people will take it down and then try again the next day or later on in the day. I know people that do that as well. That's completely up to you guys. All right, so I've gone through Terry's calendar. I've gone through National Days today. I've gone through my personal calendar. Next up is any content ideas. Most of these are posts. I will, maybe go through these as themes in my stories too. So I need to pull from my messenger. So that'll be another one. Looking at them, I think all those are going to be like real ideas. Okay, so that's good. So what I am going to do at this point is I'm going to start going one by one and intentionally trying to write some things out. If there's any graphics that I want to put, I'll go ahead and search them now and attach them to it. And there's sometimes where I don't have any graphics, I don't have any pictures, and maybe, on the 29th, I will cook chicken wings that day, or I'll do a healthy version, and maybe I'll go live and, while I'm cooking it and talk about the benefits of protein or something like that, or, just for fun, or I'll share a recipe and, and take a picture that day. That's okay. As long as you have majority of it planned out to save yourself some time, it's still going to be beneficial for you. My kids are playing piano right next door to us. Can you guys hear that? Okay, good. They were being so loud. Okay, so for an example for you guys, there's National French Fry Day coming up. So what I did was I just went ahead and typed out my favorite sweet potato fry recipe that I like with the garlic aioli that I make. And then I grabbed a fun fact. I just Googled white potatoes versus sweet potatoes, the benefits of sweet potatoes versus white potatoes. And I found a really cool fact there that they're very similar, but white potatoes provide more potassium, whereas sweet potatoes are incredibly high in vitamin A. Like who knew that? That's really cool. So what I could do is could take a picture of me cooking that. I actually have a picture. I made this like last week. And I could put that in there, maybe put the fun fact in there. And I could, say, hey, message me if you want the recipe. Or I could actually make it in my stories. I actually videoed me making this because I've got a YouTube channel. I'm going to be starting up, I don't know, sometime soon. And I can just put that in my stories. It's already done. And you don't need much to be able to do things like that. I found a phone stand off of an Instagram ad. Beth keeps asking me about it. I don't know where I got it from. It's from an Instagram ad for like 25 bucks. And I'll use that and I'll just kind of record some things that I'm cooking. And you can do that. You can do that as well. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You could just literally prop it up against like your phone against something, if that's what you want to do. And that could be content there. So that way I've got content for my, for my posts, but I also have it in my stories, and I can refer people to my stories where they go to my stories and they see, oh, I've got my 3 steps. And then they, go into my sweet potato French fry recipe. You see what I'm saying? Because the stories where I'm showing my routine. The stories are where I'm showing my behind the scenes of my life. The stories is where they're going to start to know, like, and trust me. I can sell I could talk about anything I want in my stories. You know what I mean? That is the inside of the book, whereas my Facebook feed is kind of the cover that brings them through the door, gets them interested, but they're going to learn more about me and my stories. Does that make sense? Let's say that Wednesday comes and something happens. Something throws my day off. I end up having to go out of town for whatever reason, whatever. I don't get to post it for that day, even though it's laid out and I have all the content, but life happens sometimes, right? It's a known thing. I can just drag and drop that over. I can post it the day before. Guess what? Just because it's the national or international day that day, you don't have to post it that day. You could post it the next day. Is your audience going to go and Google and message you and say, hey, Ashley, it's not National Friday today. I don't know why you posted that. Maybe I put it on Friday and I make it Friday on Friday. That's fine. And maybe in the post I could say, hey, National French Friday, in honor of National French Friday a couple of days ago, I wanted to share this with you guys. Keep it flexible. This definitely isn't like the Air Force was for me, and being so rigid with things. You can be flexible in that sense. It doesn't have to be the day of. Okay, so I know we've got about 5 minutes left, and I know I would just stay on for hours and hours doing content planning with you guys, because that's how much I love you and I appreciate you guys. But I wanted to give you guys a little bit of time to unmute and ask any questions. We can kind of talk through things. Is there anything that's hanging you up? Any ideas that you need? Whatever it is that you guys have for me.
Ashley, I believe you're a digital creator on Facebook as well. And since I made the switch over to that, I've noticed that my story views have went extremely a lot lower. Like I'm down 75% what they were. And I've been working the stories and messaging the whole 9 yards. What would you suggest? Possibly going back to just a personal profile?
Believe it or not, I am not a digital creator yet. I've not been invited into that on Facebook.
Yeah.
But I know someone here that has, and she's unmuted.
Joni, if you switch back, keep in mind that once you switch back, you do not and will not be given the chance to go back to being a digital creator. Therefore, you're giving up your opportunity to earn money with all the different multiple ways that allows you, because it's more than just reels. So think through it first before
Okay.
you click the button.
Well, I've noticed, like I said, I noticed my post engagement in reach is way up, but my stories is way down. So it's almost like flopped. So I really haven't been given a whole lot of attention to my stories just because I haven't been getting the views. I get more engagement and everything from my content, or just, and doing like 3-2-1 and messaging.
Here's a couple of ideas for that, Joni, and I agree with Beth. I wouldn't go back to personal for those reasons. A couple things is, one, are you driving people to your stories? Are you giving them a reason? Two, sometimes the algorithm's weird. Things change. Like I noticed my story views have gone down drastically on both Facebook and Instagram the past few weeks. What helps, I find, is taking a break from your stories once a week. Completely letting your stories run out for a full 24 hours. And then usually that the next day, whenever I start again, I'll put my link up or something like that, and I get more hits. Highly recommend that. Usually Sundays I take a break, but this past week I took a break on Thursday, and I noticed my views went up on Friday, like a full 24 hours, no posting whatsoever. You could even, like tonight, you could archive your stories for today, and then tomorrow don't post any, and see how they do on Monday. And it's a good way to unplug. So
Yeah,
when-
that's what I'm saying. It would give me the opportunity just to go ahead and like batch create, because that's where I'm finding myself. I'm in a rhythm, but to get into that creative spot, I need to get into that creative spot and just create as much content as I can. So
Yeah.
now I at least got topics. So yeah, no,
yeah,
that'll
so
work. I'll take a break.
I think there needs to be like a whole discussion on taking a break from social media, because I find whenever I am super plugged in, like there's times where I feel like all I do all day is in my stories and content, and that wears down on you mentally. It does. Like I enjoy it. It's a creative outlet. I look forward to it, but you can plug in too much. You can. And it can be exhausting, and it can take over your thoughts. And I don't want that in my life. I don't think anybody does. So unplugging and taking a break for 24 hours is good for both things. It's good for your business and your views, and it's good for your mental health. So if you want to do it once, maybe even twice a week, do it. And talk. That's a good talking point too to your audience, especially if you're noticing the same people in your stories. That means that they're watching your stories every day. So what are they doing? They're on their phone every day looking at stories, probably not just yours. So talking about unplugging, I think, is a really good mental health conversation you should be having with your audience. We want them tied in, but mental health is important too, right, guys? Renee, I don't know if you saw my calendar being a teacher.
I did. I saw your calendar. I've seen your calendar.
No.
It overwhelms me.
No,
But
there
before-
was one thing I put
What?
on there. I don't know if you saw. I'm going to end the
Oh,
recording
because
now.
it was small. You're
Let me
nerd.
go.
I don't even want to know. You're being